Gerard Butler's story begins far from the red carpets and roaring crowds of Hollywood. It begins in Paisley, Scotland, on November 13th, 1969, where he was the youngest of 3 children in a small, tightly knit family. His early childhood was marked by absence. His parents' marriage collapsed when he was only 18 months old, and his father vanished, leaving a young boy with questions that would linger for years. Gerard's mother, Margaret, a secretary with courage larger than her circumstances, returned with her children to Scotland, taking them into a modest flat with peeling wallpaper and damp walls. Nights were quiet, save for Margaret's hum as she mended clothes under the warm glow of a single lamp. That hum became a lasting memory for Gerard, a symbol of unwavering love amid uncertainty. The silence of his father's absence became a companion, shaping his early understanding of resilience and the quiet power of patience, strength in silence. Growing up, Gerard threw himself into every opportunity to prove himself. Academics, leadership, debate, he excelled in all. Friends found him charming, teachers called him brilliant, yet inside, he was still the boy by the window, waiting for a father who might never return. At 16, that silence broke when his stepfather brought news that his father was alive. When Gerard finally saw the man he had imagined all those years, the flood of emotions was overwhelming. He cried for hours, feeling both joy and the weight of lost time. Their brief summers together and the laughter they shared became treasured memories, though his father's passing years later reinforced a life lesson Gerard would carry forever. Love and absence can coexist, and strength grows in the spaces in between. The turning point, before Hollywood, before fame, before the roar of "This is Sparta," Gerard stood at the edge of a very different kind of uncertainty. At 23, after studying law at the University of Glasgow, he was a week away from qualifying as a lawyer. But one reckless night at a festival ended that dream. Fired and ashamed, Gerard left Scotland for London with nothing but a suitcase and a fragile hope. London was unforgiving, a city where anonymity was easy and survival was hard. He slept on friends' couches, walked through empty streets for warmth, and took any odd job he could find, from selling toys in rain-soaked streets to telemarketing. Each day was a lesson in humility and perseverance. Even when mocked for his thick Scottish accent, he kept smiling, though inside he questioned who he was and what he was meant to do. Finding the light fate, as it often does, arrived unexpectedly. A casting director from Gerard's youth offered him a temporary assistant job. The work itself was mundane, but it placed him in a room with aspiring actors, reminding him that perhaps the stage, not the courtroom, was where he belonged. When an audition opportunity arose for a play, Gerard begged for a chance. The director handed him a page, and when Gerard spoke, the room changed. His voice carried the raw mix of heartbreak, hunger, and truth. He was cast on the spot. That moment marked the beginning of a new journey, one where desperation became courage and survival became purpose. Climbing the ladder. Gerard Butler's rise was not instant. Small roles gradually led to speaking parts, which then grew into leading roles. Every opportunity demanded sacrifice and relentless dedication. In 2004, his performance in The Phantom of the Opera earned him recognition, though it was exhausting and painful. Yet it prepared him for what would become his defining role, King Leonidas in 300. The physical transformation required months of rigorous training, strict diets, and grueling choreography. Tendons tore, nerves were crushed, and he developed foot drop, a condition that left him limping. The process was more than acting. It was endurance, courage, and resilience. When the film was released, the roar of "This is Sparta" echoed worldwide, cementing Gerard's place in cinematic history. But behind the roar lay silent sacrifices few ever noticed. Beyond the spotlight, success brought fame, but it did not erase the challenges that life continued to present. During the filming of Chasing Mavericks, Gerard faced a life-threatening accident in the ocean when a massive wave overturned him, filling his lungs and threatening his life. Surviving such moments brought perspective. He realized that strength was not just about surviving on screen, but about sustaining life itself and confronting inner demons. He sought help when needed, checking into rehabilitation, understanding that real courage included asking for support. The fire that had driven him now burned steadier, more deliberately, teaching him that being a hero in life required the same courage as being a hero on screen. Lessons in love. Gerard's journey through love mirrored his journey through life, complex, instructive, and transformative. Early relationships introduced him to tenderness, connection, and heartbreak. In the 1990s, he reconnected with a casting director from his youth, whose belief in him provided both opportunity and companionship. Later, with Romanian model and actress Melina Genea, Gerard experienced love under public scrutiny. Despite chemistry and affection, the pressures of fame made privacy impossible, and their relationship quietly ended. Jennifer Aniston, a co-star, offered moments of laughter and relief during filming, reminding Gerard that human connection transcends headlines. With Morgan Brown, he discovered calm and peace, a home away from chaos. Each relationship taught him that love, while fleeting, left a lasting imprint, shaping his empathy, understanding, and appreciation for the human heart. Loss and transformation. By age 55, Gerard Butler had faced numerous trials that could have overwhelmed a lesser man. Addiction, accidents, heartbreak, and physical injury all left marks. Yet the deepest pain came in February 2025, when he lost his mother, Margaret. The woman who had been his anchor, who had given everything even when she had little, was gone. Gerard returned to Paisley, walking rain-soaked streets, visiting the small stone church where he could honor her memory. This loss, unlike any role or movie scene, required only presence, reflection, and quiet grief. Her lessons of kindness, courage, and resilience remained etched in him, guiding the man he had become. Rising from fire, life tested Gerard in other ways too. In 2018, the Woolsey fire destroyed his Malibu home. Among the ashes were memories, letters, and mementos of his life. Standing amid the ruins, Gerard accepted the loss with a remarkable calm, recognizing that the value of life lies not in possessions, but in the moments they held. He devoted himself to helping others who had lost their homes, cooking for displaced families and providing comfort. The warrior of the screen became a servant of humanity, demonstrating that true strength manifests not in fame or power, but in acts of quiet compassion. A different kind of strength. Today, Gerard Butler lives a life shaped by reflection, gratitude, and quiet determination. His home is smaller, calmer, and filled with reminders of his mother's enduring lessons. He no longer chases accolades. He carries the fire within himself with intention and mindfulness. Interviews, charity work, and walks along the Scottish coast reveal a man whose presence commands attention, not through theatrics, but through the calm of lived experience. Life has taught him that resilience is less about force and more about gentleness. Every setback, heartbreak, or near loss has strengthened him in unexpected ways, shaping a man who knows that courage is often found in silence, kindness, and the ability to rise again. Heroes forged in life. Gerard Butler's story reminds us that heroes are not defined by triumphs on screen or applause from crowds. They are forged in everyday trials, in the quiet persistence through hardship, in the resilience to rise after each fall. From a boy staring through rain-streaked windows in Scotland to a man walking red carpets in Hollywood, Gerard's journey is a testament to patience, perseverance, and the human spirit's capacity to endure. The absence, heartbreak, and trials he faced were not hindrances, but teachers. They carved empathy, courage, and the understanding that life's greatest victories are often private, unseen, and deeply personal. Lessons for us all. If life were to take everything from us but leave us standing, what would we do? Gerard Butler's life offers one answer: we rise, not with anger, not with bitterness, but with quiet courage, gratitude, and the willingness to embrace each new day. His story is one of transformation, an ordinary man facing extraordinary challenges and emerging wiser, stronger, and more compassionate. We are reminded that real strength is measured not by what we conquer externally, but by how we navigate our internal landscapes, find peace after turmoil, and continue to care deeply even when life's storms rage around us. Legacy of light. Gerard Butler carries the fire of his life deliberately, honoring every challenge, every love, every loss. His journey reminds us that even when circumstances are unforgiving, resilience, hope, and human kindness can prevail. Through triumph and adversity, he has learned that the quiet moments, the reflection, the compassion, the lessons of loss are what shape character. He has become not only a hero on screen, but a model of grace and perseverance in life. His story is a lesson in courage, in rising after every fall, and in carrying forward the light of those who have nurtured us, even when they are gone. The man behind the roar. When we see Gerard Butler today, it is not just the actor or the warrior we admire. It is a man who has survived absence, heartbreak, and loss, yet continues to live with empathy, gratitude, and purpose. Every role he has played, every roar heard across the globe, is infused with the lessons of his life, the patience of waiting, the courage of trying, the humility of falling, and the resilience to rise. Gerard Butler's life is a reminder that the greatest battles are often invisible, the strongest victories are often silent, and the most enduring legacy comes from living fully, loving deeply, and rising again, no matter the odds.